On July 30, 2025, Ohio government actions primarily involved ongoing legislative and administrative activities related to the recently signed 2025 to 2027 biennial state budget and related policies, along with preparatory actions for upcoming legislative sessions and enforcement notices. Key government actions and legislative activities on or around this date include 1. State budget implementation and modifications. Governor Mike DeWine had signed the two-year state budget on June 30, 2025. This budget contains significant tax reforms such as reduction of the individual income tax rates, moving from a graduated bracket system to a flat tax rate of 2.75%, effective for 2026 tax years. Retrospective reduction of the top marginal rate from 3.5% to 3.125% for income earned since January 1, 2025. Removal of personal, spousal, and dependent exemptions starting with the 2025 tax year. Broad revisions to sales and use tax exemptions and refund policies. Governor DeWine vetoed 67 items in this budget, including legislative attempts to impose telework restrictions, preserving flexible remote work options for state employees as advocated by unions such as OCSEA. Lawmakers were contemplating override attempts on some vetoes, but no override sessions were scheduled by July 30th. The budget appropriated $90.5 billion in state general revenue funds for fiscal years 2026 and 2027, with policy decisions on education funding and property taxes finalized mainly in favor of Senate proposals 1, 2, 3. 2. Legislative agenda and property tax issues. The Ohio House planned to resume session on July 31st and August 21st to consider ongoing issues, including attempts to override certain vetoes, especially regarding property tax legislation that Governor DeWine rejected. A bipartisan working group on property tax relief was formed, led by Pat Tiberi of the Columbus Business Roundtable and former legislator Bill Seitz, tasked to deliver recommendations by September 30, 2025. This reflects legislative and executive alignment on addressing urgent property tax concerns with stakeholder engagement. 3. Administrative and enforcement actions. On July 31, 2025, the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, finalized a decision related to the Vickery Environmental Inc. land ban exemption in Ohio. This regulatory action is effective from the date of the announcement and represents federal environmental enforcement impacting Ohio lands. It is a final agency action without administrative appeal. 4. Recognition and cultural legislation. Legislation, House Bill 402, was underway to officially designate the Cleveland Metroparks system as Ohio's Emerald Necklace. This reflects state efforts to promote and preserve public green spaces. While the bill's current status on July 30th is tracked within the 136th General Assembly, details suggest advancing recognition for regional environmental assets. 5. No major public events explicitly dated July 30th, 2025, were documented in the available sources, indicating that the day was primarily focused on legislative preparation, budget implementation, and regulatory finalizations. In summary, Ohio's government actions around July 30th, 2025, centered on finalizing and implementing the newly signed state budget with substantial tax changes and vetoes, ongoing legislative strategies on property tax relief, administrative environmental enforcement, and cultural promoting legislation such as the Cleveland Metroparks designation. Key agencies included the Governor's Office, State Legislature, OCSEA, State Employees Union, EPA, and Ohio Metroparks Administration. Governor Mike DeWine was the principal executive official involved in these activities.